Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a color mixing challenge where I pick out pieces of nature, bring them home, and then I try and mix my colors to match them exactly. So let's jump right in. Okay, so for this challenge, I'm going to be using my Canson watercolor pad. I'm going to be using my Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors, my Princeton snap brush in a size 12, and I have my water and my paper towel, and we're ready to go. So I originally filmed this challenge last week, and I used all the colors on my palette, and to be honest, it was very easy. So now I am reshooting this, but I'm challenging myself to use only the primary colors because not everyone is going to have all these colors in their palette, and I want to try and make it a bit more fair. So I want to show you how you can mix some of these colors just using 3 colors. I'm going to be using Cadmium Red Deep, Cadmium Yellow, and Turquoise. Okay, so I'm just going to be using those 3 colors to mix and create the colors of the pieces of nature I've collected. When I originally did this challenge, I had a couple more floral pieces, but now they're all dead outside. So I have a few more greenery ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces that we're going to be doing today. I will include the original recording using all my colors after this, but first I'm going to show you how to mix them with just the primary colors. Okay, enough chatting. So the first piece of nature I have is this beautiful, almost kind of like a sage green pine. It's not bright green, but it's more of a muted kind of minty green almost. So originally when I mixed this, if you just use typically a green and a purple, you can get this color. So in this sense, I'm gonna have to create that using just my 3 colors. So I am going to create green, which is using Cadmium Yellow, and blue. Okay, so here I have my green. And then to get this kind of sagey green color, I would typically add purple. So instead of using just my purple paint, I'm going to create a purple over here, which honestly I find hard to do with red, like such a warm red like this. When I create purple, I usually use a blue and a pink. It's a bit brighter, but in this case, I'm only using these colors. So I'm going to use my cadmium red and my blue, and I'm going to try and mix it up. And it just brings that sagey green color. And I think we actually have it. So there you go. And just create a little drawing of it too. Why not, right? I feel like this is a bit more green, so I might add a bit more yellow to it. And there we go. And that's how you can create that color, just by adding a bit of red, so purple basically. Okay, so that's my first one. That actually wasn't too hard. Okay, now we're gonna try and recreate this one, which is almost like a camel color. It's beautiful. Essentially it's a dead pine, but it's a really beautiful brown. So in order to make brown, you're just gonna be mixing all 3 colors, but it's how you mix them, okay? So I could take this little purple mix that I already made and then add some yellow in there and see what happens, okay? Now, just looking at it, I'm just gonna swatch it here. That's a bit too yellow. We need it a bit warmer, so I'm gonna add some red. Get this pine needle off. Okay, we're getting a bit closer. Needs to be a bit darker though, so I'm gonna add a bit of blue. And you kind of just keep mixing until you get that desired color. It's getting closer, a bit more yellow, bit more yellow. That's closer. So that's a nice brown, but I feel like this brown is a bit warmer. So again, some red. And that's actually pretty close. Okay. And I love these two colors together. And you can keep going to try and make it exact. I might go a bit warmer with some red and yellow, but I think that's pretty decent for now. Okay, so now we're on to some greenery. I actually picked two different types of leaves. I have a more kind of bright limey green and then a darker green. So usually if I were to recreate these, I just use sap green and then my hooker's green dark. But we are not cheating today. We are creating our own greens. So I'm gonna take my yellow, take my blue, mix. I'm just gonna swatch that to see if I need to go darker or lighter. Now this is a bit more limey, so I'm just gonna add a bit more yellow. That's pretty close. Maybe a bit more yellow. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty similar. I really hope the lighting in here is okay. There's like no natural light in here today. And then, as you can tell, this one has a lot more yellow to it. So we're just gonna add more of that yellow and see if we can match. Maybe a bit more. And there you go. Just by adding either more blue or more yellow, you can totally change the shade of your green. And now for the last piece of nature, I found this really cute Wildflower. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult because it is blue, but it has a bit of purple in it. And I feel like red won't really bring out this color. I would tend to use a bit more pink. But I'm just gonna try my best to recreate it. So I'm just gonna lay down my blue. Okay, so it's obviously a light blue, and I'm gonna add a little bit of red just to see what that does, like the tiniest bit of red. And then you just know when you gotta keep going. Okay, let's go purple mode here. Now see, that's too purple. That's closer. Oh my God, I just had this little panic that my camera wasn't recording. It is. Now, see, going back and forth, you're not gonna really achieve this color with those two colors, unfortunately, because it does have a bit more pink to it. I will just show you what I mean. So I'm gonna take my blue, put it over here, and I'll take my permanent rose. Okay, a bit more blue. A bit more pink. So this is already a bit more of that purple. Okay, and that's using pink. So it is harder to achieve a really nice purple, in my opinion, with red and blue. It's easier to mix pink and blue. But that's basically it. So that's mixing those colors, just using the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. Okay, so the next part of this video is the original video I shot mixing these colors and some other colors using more of my paints in my palette. So if you're interested, stick around and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we're heading on our outdoor mission to find some pieces of nature. We're gonna try and mix colors together to match them. Are you ready? Yeah. Ready? Let's go. Noah, look at these. Yeah, what are those? Should mommy get some of those? This is our yard, so we're gonna grab some of those. Or he will. What's down there? Look at those.
Okay, so this is in someone's yard, so I'm not gonna cut it, but really, I have to smell it. So this tree is completely dead, but look at the color of these dead pines. Like, stunning, gorgeous. So we found some nature that I'm gonna try and mix paint to recreate. Yes, we did. And once he goes down for a nap, let the challenge begin.
So I'm gonna start with this pine right here. It's kind of like like I said, like a sagey, bluish green, gray color, and I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna try to mix some Hooker's Green Dark color. I'm just gonna put it on my palette here. And to get that grayish green color, I'm going to add some dioxazine purple. And I think that might be a bit too much. It's a bit too purpley. Add some green, and it's just trying to find the right balance. Okay. Then it has this like little bit of bluish tinge to it, so I'm just gonna add that. I'm gonna swatch it and see. I feel like this is a bit more green. It's pretty close though. So I'm just gonna add a bit more green. Try again. I think that's pretty darn close. I'm gonna do a really light wash of it. I think I've got it. Okay, let's try this really beautiful, it's almost like a camel color brown. So the base of it is brown. Just gonna test out my brown, see how close it is in color. Okay, so it's actually quite close. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but it is. But it has a bit more of a reddish tinge to it. So I'm gonna take my Cadmium Red Deep. And try that. That's actually pretty close too. Okay, maybe this is easier than I thought. I thought it would be more of a challenge. Or maybe I just didn't pick proper, you know, pieces of nature. It's a really beautiful color. So the raw umber, Cadmium Red Deep. Maybe a bit of yellow. Tad of like yellow ochre. No, I think that is pretty close. I think that one is a match. I think that's it. So Cadmium Red Deep and Burnt Umber. All right, cool. And I love these two colors together. That's awesome. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's try this one. So this is similar to that, but it's a bit redder and a bit deeper. So I think I'm gonna take what I did here. I'm gonna add more red, but that's still too bright. So I'm gonna go with some dioxazine purple to maybe deepen it up a bit. More brown, more red. I'm just going to swatch it. Okay, that's close, but I want it a bit deeper, so let's do some more purple, more brown, and then more red. Still looks a bit light, a bit more purple maybe. That's pretty close too. I think that's it. And then a light wash of that looks like this. Cool. It just goes to show you that adding one more color can totally change the tone of something. All right, cool. Okay, next one is this little purple Diddy. Okay, so I feel like the mauve color I have will be the closest. Okay, so we have this mauve color, but it's a bit bluer, so I'm gonna add some cobalt blue. Oh my goodness. Matched. That's too purple. More blue. More blue. Let's go even more blue. Think we got it. All right. That's pretty awesome. Oh, there's a little worm on this leaf. Cool, it's a caterpillar, guys. I don't know if you can see that. I'll set him back outside, I promise. All right, the last one I'm gonna be doing are these magenta-y pink flowers. So I'm gonna take my permanent rose color and see how much of a match that is. Okay, so that's pretty bright. I wanna deepen it up a bit. Okay, so, oops, I don't know why I just washed off my brush. There's a little caterpillar in there, that's so cute. I'm gonna deepen it up with some red. That looks a little too red to me, and it's still pretty bright. So I think I'm gonna try and add a bit of burnt umber to it. Nope, not pink enough. That's pretty close. So Cadmium Red Deep, permanent rose, and a tad bit of burnt umber, I think. I still think it might need to be a bit more pink. Let's look at this one. So that's actually, that one's a bit more open, so sorry, little caterpillar eye. Okay. I still think it needs to be a bit more pink. And a bit darker. So maybe a bit more brown. Or even purple, maybe. There we go. Nope. Pink. That's close. And then looking at this one, the open petals would be a very light wash of this. So I'm going to wash most of that off my brush. And try and match those light petals. And it's pretty much just a light permanent rose, I think. Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.